Hey everybody, Obscurities and Miniatures, back with your host Tyler Tamerlane, and something I have been eagerly anticipating, and knowing that I totally cannot paint it to any sort of standard that is on the box. Behold the Kingdom Death Aya pinup for Easter. I believe it was Aya, isn't it? Easter egg. Easter Aya, I was right, and nothing but an Easter egg on the back. Designed in New York, made in China. Okay, so this seems to be the way we are going forward with Kingdom Death models every month. We are getting these big deluxe package with a 54 millimeter pinup of some sort, and then a 28 millimeter, closer to 32, 35 millimeter gaming model. So Ancient Root is a rare gear. I guess if I actually ever bother to play the game, that would be important. Someday I will finish that freaking Phoenix and we will be in business. Nice little postcard. I got way too many of these postcards, but I've been keeping them and holding on to them. This video is going to specifically focus on the gaming piece, only because it's less pieces and only because it's more likely to actually see some sort of use in a game of some sort somewhere at some point. I keep saying some. All right, what are we dealing with? So we do have a custom base. Yes. We have our custom Aya here. I'm sure in some sort of a bunny suit. I believe she's running, and we've got these giant carrots. Now, there's a reason there's two carrots on the sprue. One is actually to hang out with our Aya here. One is actually so you can use it in game. So if you've got that Ancient Root, you can have a character carrying it around with you, I'm assuming, because it is the exact same piece. Other interesting thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if this pair of rabbit ears here, with its ridiculously thin band, is actually supposed to go on Aya herself, or if it's an extra piece that we possibly could attach to a Survivor model. I'm going to guess it actually goes on Aya, but it would have been really cool if it was a Survivor one too. We have this weird rabbity friend here, and bits and pieces that I'm assuming are part of him. Oh, you know what? Okay. So here's Aya's head. I was wondering, are there two of those rabbit dudes? So you can see Aya's already got her rabbit ears on. That means that if you want, this pair right here is actually going to be usable by a Survivor. That's a kind of cool little touch. And it's not the first time we've seen something like that either with these holiday models. For example, our Black Friday Ninja had a special head, and I want to say there might have been an extra lantern or sword attached to the sprue. I'm not 100% sure there. Back to having the breast a separate piece, I see. We have what look to be the top parts of eggs. And sadly, there's no pre-cut pattern, but I guess that's probably for the best for those of you who really want to, go all wild and make ridiculously detailed Easter egg patterns like on the front. But at least, you know what, I'm probably going to keep the box handy, or at least snip off the illustration here to use as a reference. That is kind of cool. But then again, this is for the 54 millimeter model. And we'll look at that in a separate video. I'm focused on this one today. So I'm going to grab some clippers, and we're going to give this a shot. I'm hoping we can figure it out. I think the biggest challenge, so Aya herself looks like a pretty easy build. We're going to snip those two off. We've got the two arms. We got our little rabbit friend hanging out with her. I don't know if he's chasing her. I'm not sure what this little wispy thing is right here. It doesn't look like her hair. Her hair itself being two parts. Both. No, wow. I think her hair is three parts. We have one right here, and then the actual face with the rabbit ears. So, interesting that it's three parts. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. Possibly four. We'll see. All right. Should I stop talking? Probably. Except I want to know what this thing is too. What is this thing that I keep stroking? At first I thought it was a bunny tail, but I don't know if there's enough space for it. Or maybe it's just some kind of weird poofy ribbon thing. I can't tell. All right, I'm going to go build this. It might take me a while, but through the magic of editing, it's going to look like no time at all has transpired. So give me a moment. We'll see what happens when I put glue to this model. All right, we've got our Easter Aya all finished here. About 99% complete action. I'll show you why in just a moment. So her base, and you'll notice she wasn't actually glued to the base. That's the big kicker there. What was actually kind of neat was that I was absolutely apprehensive about all of those eggs, but they actually all keyed in absolutely perfectly. So you can see the post here. There's one post, that's where her front foot's going to go, and then there's a little peg. Funny enough, that little peg is actually, we can get it in focus there, and oh, never mind. If the eggs can get out of the way. Those little pegs are actually the heels of her high heels. So I think that was a really cool design decision, because after having tried to glue so many of the resin models to the bases when they have teeny tiny heels like that and there's barely anything of a contact point, it was a nice change of pace. So it was kind of a cool touch. Good move, Kingdom Death team. I also like how we have her little rabbit friend helping prop her up if you get everything all nice and neatly aligned. One kind of big pain in the butt was his leg, and yeah, I know he needs to be cleaned up a bit, but it's got a super microscopic little contact point to key it in there, and I'm hoping it goes in that position. I'm not 100% sure. Otherwise, the base, despite being a million pieces, actually went together very easily. I have no idea what that friend of hers is supposed to be. I should probably look at the blurb on the actual website again and see if they say anything. So then there's Aya herself. Her head was kind of fun. It was actually 3 pieces, and it all kind of just sits perfectly on the shoulders. Her right arm here doesn't seem to line up as nicely as I would have liked. Everything else really keyed in really well. Part of it, I think, was the way her carrot friend here is supposed to go into her hands, and even that I don't know if I did 100% correctly. There is a slot right here for her left arm, and then there's a big indentation on the inside of the carrot that was not present on the extra one, which we'll talk about in a sec. So it kind of just slots in right here on her thigh. This hand attaches, and then this hand just kind of guides it. So I think it's basically anything, as long as all 3 of those are, you know, in line with each other, it's going to work no matter what. And I think overall it pretty much does. What I'm going to use her for, I have absolutely no idea. She doesn't seem to match up, you know, aesthetically with a lot of the other stuff outside of the holiday figures. At least the other holiday figures have actual weapons equipped on them. She did come with that gear card, and it has kind of interesting rules for the insane, I don't know, root that she's going to be digging up. Let's see if I can get her with some of the other Kingdom Death models, just to give you a sense of scale, because we like to do that here at Obscurities in Miniature. If I can get her to position ever so gently. Close enough. All right. I don't have her with a little base finisher, so she's already just as tall as our messenger of the first story, and she's a little bit older. One of our resin, what are they called, Death High models, and one of the more recent plastic ones. So you can see, probably once she's attached to the little extra bottom base, I think she'll be pretty much in line with everybody else that's been released so far. At least you can see there's a lot of variety in terms of pose. That's always a plus. So what else did she come with? Because she did have a few extra bits. First of all, we have an extra carrot who just does not want to get in focus. Now, this one does not have an indentation like the other one did. That comes with Aya. This one, I don't know what you're going to do with it. Lay it on a base, attach it to somebody's back, somehow green stuff and hack and slash your way into putting it in somebody else's arms. I'm not sure. I'm thinking make it a backpack like it's a baby strapped to the back of the survivor. I don't know. Also, and I mean really small, a couple of random carrots, because why not? And finally, a pair of bunny ears. So I'm assuming if you wanted to take a model and butcher it up a bit, I mean, obviously that fits her head pretty well. That's kind of nice, actually. I think they're designed for any of the survivors. So, you know, if you got custom survivors and you want one of them to have a pair of bunny ears, there you go. Kind of works for her. I don't know. Sadly, it's too small to magnetize. That would be kind of fun. So hopefully she's going to be a little bit longer available. That's not the best grammatical sentence in English, but whatever. Probably, since Easter is long gone at this point, we won't be seeing her much longer on the website, but at least we'll know that she'll be there next year along with who knows what. This is what, our second Easter model, so hopefully we'll have another one next year. Overall, I enjoyed her. Kind of wish she had a weapon. Maybe I'll strap one to her still. I've probably got extras laying around because I know I've got way too many sprues of Survivor kits, and we'll see what we come up with there. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, and check out some of our other videos, and we will see y'all later. Bye-bye.